So beautiful Globetrotters. I am so excited to be speaking with the wonderful, and I feel kindred spirit, Kelly from Western Workouts. We've searched the internet and I feel like she is the guru when it comes to equestrian fitness. She's a personal trainer and she's also a rider, which I adore. And I feel like this is a really wonderful conversation to be able to get all of our Globetrotters riding fit pre-saddle, and then when they're in the saddle, and how to sort of alleviate those aches and pains once you're riding. And as I've spoken with Kelly just before, we're going to be speaking to all our Globetrotters. So those that have access to a horse where it's in their paddock, or for our Globetrotters, their lifestyle is a little different and they can only access horses intermittently. So how best to train out of the saddle, which Kelly's a total guru in, which is also wonderful. The other level of that is obviously what ride you've booked on and the intensity of it. So you might be training for a 3 or 5 day ride, or you might be training for our like pilgrimage rides, which is like, Kelly, you'd love this, Namibia, like riding the oldest desert in the world for 10 days. Yeah, like full endurance riding, 30 Ks a day. This is training that you need to train. Like you literally, to set yourself up for success, you need to train. And that's the fun of it, right? Don't you think, Kelly? Like to have an end game and a ride to work towards.
Absolutely. And I couldn't agree more. I think as riders, whether we get to do it every day because we own our own horses, or we're waiting for the day when we can each, whatever it may be, it's not even about, if we feel like we're good enough or not, it's about our minutes in the saddle.
Yeah. Yeah.
We wait and appreciate and love on those moments and that time. Yeah. And I think, especially when we have access to horses, and so many of us don't, and even do. One thing I've noticed personally, my horses are in my backyard. I'm grateful for that. It doesn't always mean it's easier, because 100%. I still have children and a husband who's a horseshoer, and life, that finding that balance isn't always easy. So what else can I do to make that balance get out there?
Absolutely.
And I think we have that kindred drive of, even if our day doesn't look the same, or our ability to be with our horses every day doesn't look the same, our purpose and our heart is the same.
Absolutely. I totally agree, because I mean, horses are our true north for all of us. And it's also cutting away that zero guilt of, if you do get on your riding holiday and you haven't done as much to prepare, that's okay. Like, because we do not need any more guilt on our shoulders by any means. I mean, and then also obviously our age group of Globetrotters, as mentioned, like they can range from 30 to our mature age Globetrotters of 70 and 75. And we were just saying hats off to them, because that's exactly where we want to be, right, when we're at that age. So, it's just, it's setting everyone up for success on what their time allows in the lead up to their riding holiday. So what we actually put all these questions on our Facebook group is so funny, because a lot of our Globetrotters typed in to ask some questions. And one of our Globetrotters is Jo Booth, and she's done heaps of our rides. And her question was, what can be done without hopping in the saddle pre-trip in terms of, getting saddle fit in the saddle and out of the saddle? Because at the moment, her pro tip is, and I don't know if this converts to US, but rubbing herself in Danker Rub, or do you have Tiger Balm? Yes. So,
Tiger Balm, yes.
Yes. So hit me. So what would you recommend?
I love that question, because more often than not, we tend to think of, when it comes to in the saddle, we think of cardio.
Yes.
And I'm going to say yes and no.
Yeah.
Because when we're in the saddle, even though, yes, cardio is a part of it, our cardio is going to naturally keep up. It's going to be our muscular endurance that struggles to either there or not, depending on what we did. So what we can do when we're out of the saddle, if we don't have horses to our, at our fingertips, exercises like, first starting with, I always recommend the stretches of stretch your quads, like a standing quad stretch. Like stand, reach your leg up, and stretch your quad. Both ways, bend over, stretch your hamstrings. They sound simple and monotonous, but I promise you, they are game changers.
Okay.
And From there, any exercise you can do that requires you to use right leg, left leg, one at a time.
Ah,
So
interesting.
split squat. So
Yes.
instead of, or I should actually, I'll slow it down just a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll start standing split squat,
Yeah.
where you have one leg in front of the other and you split that, you squat down in a split. So it's like a lunge position.
Yes.
Stand back up. For a Bulgarian split squat, if you're maybe a little more advanced, have a little better balance, you put your back leg on a chair or a bench. And if you go to my Instagram, I have a lot of these videos. If you're a part of this feed, please email me and I'll just send you the videos.
Fantastic.
But these standing split squats, and you do it with your right leg forward and then your left leg forward, but you squat down and you make your right leg a 90 degree and your back leg a 90 degree.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of time our lunges are too far forward or too far back. Yes. If we come right down straight, it forces our inner thigh and our outer thigh to work as much as our glute, like I call it our glute hammy. So our glute hammy tie-in, like right where your booty and your hamstring and your thigh. So if we're working that and then our inner outer thigh, we're hitting everything we need to ride better.
Yeah, of course.
You can start with the standing. You can challenge yourself by putting your back foot up on a bench or a chair and then squatting down into that front leg. And the main goal is to keep your weight in your heels, just like we ride, right?
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
Ever encouraged to drive our toes, our heels up and drive? No, our heels sink. In all of your lower body exercises, think about pushing through your heel, hamstring, glute.
Okay.
Just like when you're, imagine like 2-pointing or posting.
Yeah.
How you drop your heels and you go up through your thighs and your knees. Same thing with a Bulgarian split squat or a split squat.
That's fantastic.
I want that heel to come up, and it ties directly into what we do in the saddle.
Yeah.
Great exercise that I am just such a fan of.
Fantastic.
Is a single leg hip thruster.
Wow.
So you're going to put your back right below your shoulder blades.
Yeah.
On a bench or a tack box is a great option. And you're going to tuck your chin in and you have your feet nice and even, about hip width apart, and you drive your hips up. You thrust your hips up.
Oh, yeah.
Because anytime we open our chin, we release our posterior chain.
Lower back. Yep.
So think about like when you have a horse that's loping really flat with their head out.
Oh, yeah.
Back, right? They're just kind of.
Yeah.
Same thing for us. If we bring our chin in, we're making our back and our booty work.
That's so good.
Like how are we trying to get our horses to round out and frame?
Yes.
We have to do that for ourselves.
That's true.
Yes.
That's fantastic. I like that one actually because so you're lying on your back and then you tuck your legs up, right?
And then you drive your booty up. So you go heel, hammy, glute.
Yep.
Up. And again, I'm happy to share a ton. I have a ton of videos. I can email them to.
We'll do that for sure.
Share them. I think there's a lot on my Instagram.
Yeah.
But I'm them specifically to anyone who would like more instruction.
Fantastic. Because would you recommend in the lead up to their ride, do they do how many reps of how many sets?
So if you haven't exercised at all, let's just say you're going into it blind and you're excited, I would start with 2 to 3 days a week.
Yep.
Doing about 3 rounds of 12 to 15 reps.
Okay.
So exercise 12 to 15 times for 2 to 3 rounds. And then as you get a little bit closer to your adventure date, increase that to 3 to 4 times a week, maybe even 3 to 5, depending on how you progress.
Yeah.
Increase your reps from 15 to 20.
Okay.
Because what we're looking for is that muscular endurance. When we ride, yes, we need strength.
Yes.
We need strength for a long period of time.
Yes, absolutely.
So the longer you can kind of push that, and you're going to be sore. And I really do recommend for that is plan out your riding. If you're going to try and ride leading up to your like plan out, okay, I know I'm just starting these workouts, so I'm going to be more sore than normal.
Okay.
So I'm going to reduce my rides a little bit to get my body used to this soreness.
Fantastic.
And then the second week, less sore. So you add a riding day. And the third week, you're even less sore. You might even be able to ride and exercise on the same day, but allow your body to progress.
Yeah.
Listen to your body. It's always.
That is such good advice. And then, I mean, are they the main muscle groups, like your core, your lower back, and your legs, in terms of, you know, honing those specific points of your body to be able to set yourself up for success in the saddle?
So as riders, our strongest or our most utilized chain of muscles is our posterior chain. So that's our back chain, from our back shoulder to upper back to our trunk, which is still our rector muscles that follow our spine, down into our booty, into our hamstrings, down to our heels. Don't get me wrong, our inner thigh and our quads work.
Yeah, sure.
But posterior chain really is our dominant chain as riders. And then our non-dominant riding muscles that still matter tend to be our chest, our biceps.
Yes.
Our quads do work. Think of posting or two-pointing your quads working. But it's
not
our
as much
that we don't think about. But if this is weak and we tend to curl in, it's really hard to stay upright. So as riders, our main chain is our posterior chain. So when you say posterior, it's not just heel, calf, hamstring, booty. That also means lower back, upper back, the erectors up each side of your spine, to your posture.
Yes, so good.
Even if let's say we're sitting at a desk job, a lot of us do.
Yeah.
I tell everyone, sit up. So pull your belly button to spine. I'm gonna have everyone watching this, just sit normal.
Yeah.
We're sitting, all right.
Yeah.
And now all I'm going to do is pull my belly button to my spine. So it's not even sucking in. It's thinking of my whole abdominal wall as a power wall. I'm going to pull it in.
It's amazing. I'm doing it too. It's like 3 babies later and I still just can feel my stomach.
And it shows how your hips move.
Yeah.
Right. And that's just pulling your stomach in.
Yeah.
So a great thing we can do, whether we're driving, we're sitting at work, we're cooking, we're cleaning, doing chores, pull your belly spine. This is your wall of power.
Yes.
Your trunk is your power.
Yeah.
Whether you're going a ride, whether you're running a cow down a fence, you have to turn
That's
it back.
true.
This is your wall of power. This keeps you upright.
So true.
Hold and release. Pull it and hold and release. It's kind of like the bodybuilder's version of an abdominal vacuum. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I can't do that, but you know.
Yeah, that's so true.
Rider's comparison.
Yeah, and so based on that and based on those muscles, what, like yoga, Pilates, swimming, you know, what is the best cross training, you know, sport exercise would you recommend out of the saddle? Apart from the stretches.
Honest when I say this, strength training is everything.
Fascinating.
Strength training is the fountain of youth.
Okay.
Whether it's improving your balance, it's improving your strength right to left. It's balancing out your strengths and weaknesses right to left. It is improving your body control, your and now I can't think of the word because I feel like it's Friday. Spatial awareness. There we are.
Yes.
Your spatial awareness of your own body. Like, think when we ride, let's take it to an arena when we have a center marker, and at that marker we're stopping, we're doing a lead change, whatever it might be. We have to be aware of where that is through our peripheral and stop or control our body course. Strength training allows us to work on that because we are moving in certain planes of motion.
Yeah, that's so true.
Getting that mind-muscle connection. We're improving our balance.
Yeah.
We're improving our bone density. Let's be honest. Owning horses is physically demanding.
Yes.
Something as simple as, let's just say you're starting a colt. I have a colt right now. She just turned. Thank goodness she's been a dream to start. But she's a little goosey because she gets a little hot. She's bred up tight. If I didn't have the strength I've worked hard on to sit well, she wouldn't even have to buck. She could just move real fast. I could dump to the side.
Yeah.
Break an arm, I could hurt a hip, but strength training improves our bone density.
Oh my God, I love that. And it's so true. I mean, also for our older riders, even for me, I mean, my sister's CrossFit and she keeps saying, Kate, strength training.
Lift
Yeah.
weights, yes.
Yeah. Like and I've seen my CrossFit Globetrotters in there, like you can tell when you look at them. And then one of my CrossFit Globetrotters fell off. She didn't break anything and she was 65. I'm not endorsing that you mightn't break bones, but she had a good, like, it must do a lot. And so I guess you find your strength training in CrossFit, or do you just go to your gym and get
whether it's CrossFit, whether it's even conventional bodybuilding, like you could Google strength training and look at Arnold Schwarzenegger, and lifting like a bodybuilder will not make you a bodybuilder. Lifting will not make you bulky as a female, and even as a male.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of work. I've spent a lot of years trying to get bulky, and I haven't got there yet. So I promise you, it can't.
You won't get bulky.
Oh man, I tried so damn hard.
That's actually probably the biggest takeaway. We've been recommending Pilates, and like now I think, is it good too? But
mobility and for range of motion. But if you're lifting properly, and I'm, again, like, blow my phone up, blow my email up, blow my social media up. I'm here for all the questions.
That's so good.
Yeah, please don't even hesitate.
Yeah.
To help with specific issues, because strength training truly is the fountain of youth. It is magic.
I love it.
So many things. I have multiple clients that are over 70 years old. Some are marathon runners, some are half marathon, or triathletes. I have 2 that hike 14ers in Colorado, 2 that are golfers, and 2 that are black diamond skiers. I'm terrified of skiing a black diamond mountain.
Wow.
They're doing these things and lifting weights so they can keep bone density, balance, strength. And as leaders, we really think about our whole, like, taking care of our animals is physically demanding, right?
Yeah.
So we think exercise.
Yes.
It's different than focusing on our muscles and balancing versus strong.
Yes.
Every one of us has a strong point that's like super strong. And every one of us has a weak point that's just way different. And if we can balance them better, we can be a better rider, not just for the enjoyment of our adventure, but for our horse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Horses that are trying to learn, if we're kind of in their way.
That's so true.
Creatures.
Well, it's true. It makes you a better rider. You have an independent seat. You can, horses are going to be taking you for, 20 to 30 Ks a day. You want to be off their back. And that's actually a really good segue, because a lot of our Globetrotters, for the longer rides, they need to do 2-point. That's what we do. We're off, the Western rides are a little bit different, but all our European rides are in English saddles, and our Western riders have to train for English, because you need to be 2-point. You're doing fast gallops down, hills. How does that go into your training in terms of, okay, so we're in the saddle, we're 3-4 weeks away from our ride. What type of riding should they be doing, either first in the arena and then in the paddock? And what should they be thinking when they're riding in terms of their body?
That is such a good question. And I love the transition from, like, our Western to English riding. Yeah. I grew up, I first started riding Western. I went into English for a long time, and that was like my moment of, I have to work so hard. And then I went back into reiners and cow horses and roping. Yeah. And it was that, like, if it wasn't for that English riding I did, I would have really struggled with what I went into. So fast paced. So I love that question. Yeah. If you are a primarily Western rider and you have access to an English saddle, I'm going to tell you right now, hop on your horse bareback. Yeah. You have to ride fast. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Yes. Work on that balance. And I'm saying, post your horse without stirrups. Work on that inner thigh strength. Because if you have to get, like you said, in that English saddle and you're 2-pointing and you're downhill and you're uphill, if you can do that bareback, when you're put into a English saddle, you are going to feel so much more comfortable. Yes, you'll be thankful of the saddle. Oh, you're so thankful. Get the heck out of that Western saddle. If you have no other option, hop on bareback. Yes. And even if you're just in the arena and you go from a comfortable jog to a working trot where you're posting, to a faster trot where you can 2-point. And even if that means you 2-point the long, and sit and jog your short, and 2-point the long, or vice versa.
Good advice.
Maybe you're still really new, and that's okay. Oh my gosh, we all start somewhere.
Yeah.
Jog the long and 2-point the short.
Yeah.
Really, really be honest with yourself on where you are in your level, and then decide, okay, what do I need? What do I not have?
Yeah.
And really work on that in the arena. And then once you get comfortable in the arena where if you can post all the way around and you can 2-point all the way around and you are in control.
Yes. Important.
Control. Then go out into that paddock, and I would say start loping circles. And again, if you only have a Western saddle, hop on that dang horse bareback.
Yeah.
Only going to be put into a better position once you hop into an English saddle 100%. On a riding horse. Let's just be honest, they have a bigger, better stride. They move differently. If you've been comfortably riding bareback, you can do that very well. Now, if you're an English rider, kind of the same principle. Drop those stirrups, rip that saddle off if you need to.
Yeah.
But put that time in posting, 2-pointing. And if you're like, gosh, I feel like this is getting easy, pull that saddle off. Yeah. Make it harder.
Yeah.
Wherever you go on your adventure, whether it's in Europe or Australia, it's going to be different than what you do. So be able to enjoy it and have fun.
Absolutely. I agree. And that's the wonderful part of it, is riding in the way a different culture rides. Like in Argentina, you're riding in gaucho saddles, which are like sheepskins, and they're beautiful and comfortable. I mean, you don't have your horn, and then some horses are neck reined, some horses aren't. So, and all our Globetrotters are like that. They always come into an experience with an open mind, which is just remarkable. I think that also, I love that your history, that you, and I'm the same, we have Australian stock saddles here. And so I rode in them as a kid and then went to English, and then I change. And I think that's really good to be a fluid rider. There's no one's better than the other. It's nothing like that. It's horses for courses. And I think it's really nice to do both.
Is where it comes from. And if you don't care about horsemanship, you won't be able to ride.
Yeah.
But I like the horsemanship, and I think fitness is the same.
Yes.
If you have an open mind about fitness and trying to be stronger or more flexible, or more balanced, or maybe even just more disciplined. You just want to be more disciplined. Don't choose fitness and like, I only do CrossFit, I only do yoga, I only do lifting, I only run. Try all of it. Try everything. Right. Find what kind of builds your fire.
Yes.
And always choose what style of training builds your fire to perfect your riding.
I love it. Yeah. So true. And I think that's exactly, and that's why I also sometimes get, my dressage riders to try and also do jumping, because jumping is really important for a seat, and also to ride, a range of horses, because a lot of our Globetrotters maybe only have the one horse. It's really nice to ride a range of horses. And then we're talking about horse chores, because I was saying on my feed the other day, I was really enjoying picking up horse poo, because we're in lockdown at the moment. But pushing the wheelbarrow, and I guess you would say, what are you thinking of? Like, how do you make a fitness, and as you say, moving your body, building your fire, to picking up horse poo or hay bales, or, putting feed into a massive bin? Like, where can we also think about our fitness there?
I love that question. That is one of my favorite questions. And this is something I tell, whether it's myself on my own colts, whether it's people I work with at riding assessments, clients in the gym, clients long distance. I tell everybody, mind on the muscle in motion.
Oh, love it.
Mind on the muscle in motion. So whether we're pushing a wheelbarrow full of horse poop, think about pulling your belly button, your spine, engaging your core, pushing through your glutes.
Yes.
Purpose.
Yes.
Moving a hay bale. How many times have we gone to toss a hay bale and throw it back?
Yeah.
Pinch it because we get mindless. We have to get the job done. We're going to get the job done. The job will get done.
Yeah.
So move with purpose with our mind and the muscle in motion. When I grab the hay bale from here, I pull my belly button to my spine. I squeeze my butt cheeks. I tell all of my clients, anytime you have to use your booty, imagine pulling a nail out of the wall or the floor, depending if you're squatting or moving. You're pulling a nail out of the floor or the wall with your butt cheeks.
Yeah.
Most but I'll tell you right now, if you actually picture it and you squeeze your butt, or if you're picking a bale up, you're pulling a nail out of the floor.
I love it.
So goofy. But if you think about it, visualize it, you will move with different, and you will squeeze your butt cheeks. That will make your core move even more, and you will toss that bale without hunching. Here when we get tired, grain bale bags or hay bales. So whether you're cleaning poop, whether you're moving hay, grain, even saddling your horse, think of throwing that up, move with purpose. Think about what you're doing, because every time we throw something out or injure something, we're just kind of getting by. I love the horse industry because we're all gritty individuals. We'll get the job done. We're tired, we're exhausted, the job will be done. Love it. But half the time we hurt ourselves in the process. Because it's so dang tough.
Absolutely. That's so good.
Mind to muscle connection and think about, all right, I'm going to use my tummy, I'm going to use my shoulders and not just heave ho. Hopefully nothing gets thrown out of place. I'm going to pick this up from the ground. I'm going to squeeze my butt cheeks and my belly button.
So good.
Mind on the muscle motion. And you'll be amazed. Your chores might feel a little more challenging weeks, but that's because you're using your muscles more efficiently. And then you're going to be stronger, and you're going to feel better and better.
And you're preparing yourself as well. Like, you're doing exercise at the same time. You're preparing for your ride whilst doing your chores. So we're on the ride. We've had 7 hours in the saddle. We get off our horse and we're walking like John Wayne. We're sore. What do we do apart from having Nurofen and having a glass of wine?
Okay. Never give up the glass of wine. I love it. But hydration is so huge for our muscles and our recovery.
Good advice.
So make sure that during your ride, you're staying hydrated. Whether that requires, I actually have a good friend in Montana, and I need to get the information. They've just been fighting fires, horseback, through ATVs, you name it. And she found these, it's almost like the saddlebag version of like a Nathan pack for ultra runners. But it's a saddlebag, which sometimes just stuffing your saddlebags full of water is just kind of awkward. And it's a lot of noise and crunchy.
Yes.
Bladders that kind of fit in a saddlebag where you can stack them.
That's cool.
I will share it here as soon as I get them. I thought about it ahead of time. But also quad stretches, hamstring stretches, and then it's single leg chair stretches. I also have videos, pictures. I can share these.
Fantastic.
Get my phone up. But you put your ankle over your opposite knee, not your calf or your knee, your ankle over your opposite knee, and then you sit back in like a single leg chair.
Wonderful.
Chest up. If you have a horse that stands really nice, you can hang onto your horse. Or tree, and that helps stretch out the outer portion of your thigh and your hips.
Good.
Get really tight and we're riding really long. But those stretches throughout the entire time, child's pose. That we're not actually using our whole upper body. Why would my arms be sore? Why would my shoulders be sore? I'm just riding. Go into child's pose, push your heels, push through those shoulders. When we're sitting up really nice and we're riding really hard all day, this is inadvertently always working. So to stretch it all the way through child's pose, down dog, and push your heels and your butt back, it'll open your shoulders up. So the next day you wake up feeling like you're stuck right here.
That's so good. Yeah, that's fantastic advice.
It does help. Also, adequate protein. If you're able to keep a protein powder mix, just to mix in water, like in baggies, packets, whatever it may be, a protein bar, protein, having adequate protein is what our muscles need for recovery.
That's good advice.
Protein to build our muscles and be a bodybuilder. Protein is for our muscles to recover. So as riders, we need protein just as much as the next athlete.
I did not know that. So that's cool.
You will notice a giant difference in your day-to-day recovery and your ability to hop back on and go to being like, oh no.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so good advice. Well, what I might do is I'll put, when we edit this video, we'll put some of your clips in. So as you're describing them, we'll get some of your B-roll footage and put it in. So then, you know, clients can actually, you're doing a good job at explaining it though, but yeah.
I'd love to send some videos. I think I have some I can even send over to you that I would love to just share as much as I can.
Oh my God. And this is the thing. And Kelly's just told me, which is so exciting, Globetrotters, that she is, if you email her or message her, she's going to, can't believe it. I get teary thinking, thank you, that she will write you a program with a 20% discount. So you just have to use Kelly20GT. And we'll send you all of Kelly's details and you can get your own program. So we've got, Kelly, one of this amazing ride in Scotland where it's called the Scottish Borders Ride, and you ride on these amazing Irish sport horses. You ride with 300 Scottish people in their tradition, which is a 300-year-old tradition of checking the borders from the English. And so you're literally in your tweed with your stock, in your English saddle, and you are galloping through paddocks. Like, it is mental. It is so much fun. Like,
when is this?
So it happens May, June, July, August. It sells out within 48 hours from all of our amazing American, Australian Globetrotters. And then you've got your hip flask with your port, and I've done it twice. I rode up the streets of Edinburgh, but it's intense riding. Like, it's probably about 8 hours in the saddle of like just galloping downhill. And anyway, so I bet my Globetrotters booking on this ride will be wanting that program because it is.
I'm so happy to help. And I'm also about to go talk to my husband and be like, we need to start planning. Yes. I must go.
You will love it. Like, this is what's so wonderful now. Slowly, I know it is. And this is what we also love about, we get our Globetrotters VIP access into horse festivals all around the world, like that you just don't know about. Like, the other one we're doing is the Eagle Festival in Kyrgyzstan. So our Globetrotters are going to be able to ride in this festival. Like, it's, you know, I know it's so much fun. Like,
they're incredible.
I know. So we get them into these experiences where you live beneath the skin of a country and you can ride with the locals, break bread with the locals, and speak horse with them because they speak horse. It's,
Oh.
I know. It's amazing. You'll have to bring your kids because my girls are also just phenomenal. Like, their first ride will be Mongolia. And it's a really good family holiday as well. Like, it's just amazing. We're very lucky. We're very lucky. All right. Well, I'll end this now. And thank you so much, Kelly. You're amazing.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so gorgeous.